Damn it.
Like, I have a good example, actually. At the very end of our conversation, I decided to ask one more question because I started to notice that, well, our friend was having difficulty keeping track of his own bullshit. So I figured, okay, let's ask this question. Since you see, he started blaming, well, the members of his own community for, well, not being as good as they ought to be in the community. You know, occasionally breaking the rules, not really giving a shit about the authority and all that. So I asked him, who is responsible, the leader or the members? I had to ask him 3 times because he instinctively ignored the question. But guess what? He still didn't fucking answer. He didn't even bother.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he didn't bother so hard that the first 2 times he answered the wrong fucking question that I asked several minutes ago. Like half an hour at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's because he knows, I guess, the quote-unquote right answer to that question, but he doesn't want to concede anything, so he just kind of ignores it and deflects it.
What do you think would be the right answer in this case?
The leader, I would say.
Well, in a way, I think there's a bit of both. It's mostly the leader, but because of the leader's actions, the members are starting to take that as an example of how things work, and as such, they start picking up the same shitty habits. They become the same shitty people that the same shitty leader has been, well, being for all this time. Because they think, well, if the leadership can do it, why can't we?
Right, but I still think that falls completely on the leader, though, because it's him.
Too,
it's him encouraging that behavior. It's, you know, I mean, that's just how it is. You know, it's like, you know, take Jake Paul for example. You know, he sets an example for the people that watch him. It's not their fault that they follow his example. It's his fault for setting that example.
Yeah, exactly. These kind of leadership figures set up an image of themselves, which, well, eventually gets people to gravitate on it, you know? The same kind of people that would think, yeah, this looks quite nice. So eventually, when he switches around his image, and he starts doing different actions, like he starts acting differently, they don't really notice that. They think, no, okay, let's do this then. They don't even think about this. This is kind of a subconscious thing, I think. Like, you don't really think about this. It just kind of happens on its own, automatically. And then you point that out, they refuse to believe it because they're just, well, you know, they're the one that's being led by the leader. Like they're the ones being led. They are the members of this leader's community, and as such, they don't really know any better. They don't think objectively anymore.
Right, yeah. I get that.
I keep hogging all the action when it comes to talking. You ought to talk a bit more too.
Well, I mean, I just don't have anything to really talk about.
We really should get some topics to talk about before we start these things.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's... I don't know. I mean, because, like, if I don't have anything to talk about to begin with, then I'm not going to even be able to present anything that we could potentially talk about before we start recording. So I don't know. I mean, we always find stuff to talk about. What?
That's starting out to be a topic. The woes of finding topics. Well, unfortunately, in our case, we always find things to talk about without really trying, because trouble seems to kind of follow us around. We probably should wait until we turn off the turret, though.
Oh, didn't realize that was a thing.
There's gonna be several turrets in this area. That's a lot of alien hamburger. Lots of ammo too. Alright, do you want to stay out of the red lasers, because then the miniguns will start firing up and they're pretty fast.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, they are miniguns.
You don't say. Minigun shooting fast. Oy vey. I guess I ought to finish up with that fucking COA topic already, because it's pissing me off already. Well, basically this. I think the group is a piece of shit at this point. Like, I'm genuinely pissed off at them, because not only are they not interested in making their group work, but now they're being malicious about this. And I cannot ever actually respect them for what they are doing.
Right.
And as such, I would recommend everyone that ever gets a run in with these people to steer clear of them. Just ignore and report. I mean, you can report them for the most part because of spamming, because that's what they do. But if you ever get any other encounters with them, you ought to do that too. Hell, I'd even recommend just talking about these people if you have anything of value to say. But of course, if you're gonna do that, make sure to have some kind of screenshots or something, because just talking is probably not gonna be sufficient.
Yeah, no baseless accusations.
Yeah, unlike the people who have done these baseless accusations. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Every time I mention something about these people, I always remember one other thing that they said and pissed me off, but I think I really gotta just leave it for the main video about this topic. I'm gonna spoil too much. Not that there's much to spoil. Spoiler alert, COA is garbage.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, you need to walk around that turret. I already found a way.
Well,
That was a lot of blood in my face. We will eventually get a minigun of our own, it's just that it'll take some time to get to it.
well, I'm glad that it resets my ammo every time I die. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't really get why it does that, but I think it's a remnant of the single-player scripting, because, well, just like in the originals, if you die, you gotta restart from a save. Luckily this time, auto-saving is indeed a thing, and it works very well.
Good.
Unfortunately, I think it also resets your ammo whenever you get killed as, I don't know, some kind of an additional challenge, but that might be just a thing for hard mode. I don't recall seeing that on other difficulties. Okay, I think they're getting close. Oh, this looks familiar.
Whoa.
This wall is suspicious. That is because you can break it and find a secret weapon.
Ooh, laser.
Unfortunately, our good old friend the laser cannon is super fucking rare.
To find ammo for?
To find the gun for, I should say, let alone the ammo.
Oh.
I don't get why it was made into a secret weapon, because there's hardly any ammunition to make use of half the time. It's not even worth having it. And if you restart the game, like you say, you quit for the day, then just load up the save file, the gun is gone. Okay, don't bother shooting him, we don't have the weapons needed to destroy him.
Wow, he almost fucking killed me. Oy.
We need to go over here. See, now this is a sort of but not really boss fight. It's a helicopter alien.
Those are the best kind of
Very-
aliens.
Yes, very unique. Thing is, you can only knock him out with explosives because the helicopter is armored. And it's kind of
Oh
hard to
my
shoot
God.
his weak spots. I see you ran past the turret.
Yeah, I get a little ahead of myself, that's all.
Well, anyway, the helicopter alien's actual weak spot is difficult to reach, and as such, the easiest way to destroy him is with explosives. Though I wouldn't be surprised if this scripting actually prevents you from just shooting his meaty insides with anything else. So the idea now is to find a rocket launcher in the city. I know where it is, but it'll take a bit to get to that point. So we need to get there, and kind of quickly. It's a bit of a maze, but I don't know. I don't really feel like this is a bad design. I kind of like this maze design for this city. It's a rather natural city design.
Nether, well, European in a way,
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, this is still Egypt, so.
I didn't know where we were at all, actually. So I was just like, I mean, I saw like the language written on some of the walls and whatever, and it definitely looked Middle Eastern, but I just assumed European, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's safe to say that for pretty much all of the Sam games, except 2, you spend your time in Egypt.
Because
So
Egypt is a horrible place. Never visit.
Well, not only that, but the plot kind of suggests that ancient aliens ended up here, which eventually... Yeah, you didn't want to pull that.
There we
Which
go.
eventually got us in trouble with the aliens that they're dealing with now, because we kind of attracted attention to us. I think that guy was trying to kick me. That was weird. Okay, once we jump over here, we're gonna see a health bar pop up.
Ah, fucking
In
hell.
just a moment. There you go. Here's a health bar. That is the boss's health bar. As you can see, it is grayed out. That means that whatever weapon you're holding right now doesn't actually hurt him. So we still need to find the rocket launcher. Now, the thing is, it still is a helicopter no matter what, so as long as you hide underneath stuff, you ought to be fine.
Is it following us? Oh yeah, it is.
It's gonna follow us all the way through until we blow him up. He just never actually changes the altitude to try and reach us inside these hidden corners. So that's our advantage against him. It also takes a bit of time for him to start targeting us, so you can fairly comfortably run around inside buildings.
Stone, do you copy?
This way.
Wait, I'm still working on securing that bird.
But I thought
We need to hang a right on this area. It's the fastest way to get through. Make sure to occasionally hide inside buildings, or just like inside these corridors, to make sure the fucker doesn't shoot at us. I think we're missing something. We may have run past our turn. Oh yeah, here it is. Takes a bit of effort to get through, but it's not too hard. Oh, I see you got correct.
Well, that guy was spazzing out. What the hell?
Got
Oh, and
turret.
I'm so far away.
Well, you're in luck. Most of the turrets are disabled. At least the ones that matter. And we have the rocket launcher.
Ooh.
The green box of ammo will contain an infinite supply of rockets. The downside is you gotta keep opening it up to refill. And that's it. That takes care of our little pain in the ass. I think he just blew up. Good. I mean, he ought to. I mean, we shot several rockets into his face. Sometimes the game has an odd problem of not loading the next level right away. Like here, finally. It took a bit of effort for the game to realize, shit, the boss is kind of dead. I think I need to do something now.
What we've got
The physics on this guy's
Professor
mouth.
Stein was working on.
It's hilarious.
They seem to indicate that there's a secret chamber inside the
Yeah, you can still feel the classic touches on him.
I'll get a chopper out to you.
Forget it. There isn't a man alive that can fly a chopper in here and survive.
I mean, I'm not gonna give the game too much shit. This came out in what, 2011?
What do you mean? There's aliens all over
I
the place.
think so? I forget.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna give it that much shit. I don't know. I'm accustomed to playing newer games with the newer physics and the graphics and whatever. And you know what? Just for something to talk about, we were talking about it earlier in the Discord. Talking about, you know, Origin and how they locked me out of my account or whatever.
Oh yeah. What the fuck is that all about? How can they just say things expired? That makes no sense.
Right, yeah. Well, for clarification for the audience, I had an Origin account with a load of games on there.
You may need to censor this part.
Hey, baby.
Oh,
Pilot. Okay.
yeah, that's gonna need censored. Oh my god. Jeez, thanks,
GG.
Serious Sam. Now you're gonna make me
GG.
do actual editing work. What the hell?
I gotta do effort now? Oh man. Oh jeez Louise.
Does she come up again, or does like an enemy like that come up again?
Well, the harpies will definitely show up more, but they won't get these close-up cutscenes anymore. And as far as I know, there's only one other female-ish enemy, but at the very least she's covered up from what I remember.
Yeah. If I want to be able to monetize my content, I gotta make sure I censor that. Otherwise, my videos get age restricted, and that's a problem.
Yeah, that's always a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, here's a better idea. How about just letting us filter out the kids from entering our channels in the first place?
Well, you see, I don't have a problem with that. If kids want to watch me, fine. You know, no big deal.
Oh, me neither, actually. But if you wanna restrict things because of age, you should just let us make a choice. Like, I want this channel to be only for adults.
Right.
That would make sense, because now, from what I remember, right now there's only a thing for each separate video where you can say, this is age restricted. But, who the fuck's gonna do that for hundreds of videos? That's just silly.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, but that prevents you from monetizing them. Even if you said it yourself, it prevents you from monetizing.
Yeah, that too. In which case, with this new mod, like with this new mode, they could also allow monetization of these age-restricted videos because they don't have to be particularly friendly to the little guys anymore. Like to the little kids, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
They can just be a bit more open-ended, let's say.
Yeah.
You know, these are some really simple solutions to these simple problems, and YouTube never seems to think about that, yet they have specialists.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're looking at it, you know, from the perspective of like what's gonna work out best for us monetarily. You know, like what's gonna make us the most money. And if they don't think something's gonna make them a whole lot of money, then they're not gonna go through with it, regardless of how simple it may be. The solution.
Well, I personally think this could really help them to make money, because then they could have more advertisements, which are also more targeted, which allows them to actually have people, you know, just look at the fucking things.
Well, I think maybe one of the issues with that is that they lose a lot of potential advertisers for videos that are age restricted, you know, some companies will still, you know, let their ads be played on those kind of videos, but a lot of companies won't, and that's a loss of money for them, loss of potential revenue for them anyway.
I feel there might be some other issues here, like, I don't know what the law on advertisements is, but isn't there some kind of restrictions on that too, like what you're allowed to show in particular?
Possibly, I don't know. They may, it may also have something to do with you know, parents of their kids and of everything. They get on YouTube's case a lot for various shit, and they kind of ruin everything for everybody else because, you know, it forces YouTube to implement these strict policies or whatever that, you know, just make it that much harder on, you know, people like you and I who are may have like an age restricted video or something. You know, it just, we lose out on potential revenue because of these parents who complain about just about everything. Why can't I skip this? Let me skip this.
Because I have to vote for skip too.
Oh, I thought, you see, every time I think it's waiting on me, not you.
Nope.
Jesus
We got a new
Christ,
weapon,
Sam. You
a
have to
bomb.
blow everything up?
Where?
Matter of fact,
Did I pick it up already?
You may have, it was somewhere around here, I think.
Oh, then I picked it up already.
You start with one bomb, but really you don't need a whole lot of them, not that you can carry a lot of them, because these are C4s, and if you know your C4s, they tend to explode quite nicely. These will be useful later, because some levels will have slight puzzle elements, let's say, where you'll have to strategically place bombs to blow up certain objects. I say slight because this probably happens like twice in the game, maybe 3 times. It's not really a puzzle element either, because the game just tells you right away where you need to put them, like where you need to throw the bombs so that they stick to the wall, so that they explode properly. So it's really basic.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fine, because they're not really supposed to be doing puzzles in a shooter game in the first place, so whatever.